So those are the kind of mini courses that I'm putting forward. And I also am creating in parallel a set of courses for nonprofits, mini courses too. So that's the whole shebang.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And for me, hearing that, I can actually see the gap there that you're actually providing value in, because
thank you, Alex.
Like they say, a lot of big organizations, they will have these grand ideas, but to actually figure out that their funding is going to be used effectively, to actually spend that time to do the research to find out, which is the right organization, what is it that they do, and all of that. Are they in line with their cause? People, like you say, executives are working hard. They are focusing on the business and all of that. They don't have that specific time to dedicate. And that's where you come in to actually fill that gap. And that's
exactly. Yes, definitely. And that's, and I'm also doing these weekly podcasts as well, where I'm interviewing donors and other folks to talk through some of these issues. And that, of course, is on all the streaming sites and all that kind of thing too.
Wow, brilliant. I mean, I don't know whether you're aware, but here in the UK, this is October, September 2021. There's been these big campaigns by organizations passionate about insulating homes, and they've been going and
great! I didn't know that.
And they've been protesting on one of the biggest highways in the UK.
Interesting. I didn't know this.
Yeah, they are putting up these banners because this is a cause, a passion that they are very passionate about. But the way there's a lot of debate about the way they are going about it. But that's
can I tell you, Alex, that's an example. So I don't know about that particular issue.
Yeah.
But that's exactly the kind of thing a donor will come to me and say. They say, Sybil, there's something I'm noticing. Here's how we do it. And then while you're talking, my brain is automatically going, okay, well, which nonprofits are doing this? Yeah. Oh, there's some debate about how it's happening. So how can, as a funder, we facilitate a conversation to help navigate that debate so that it works well for as many folks as possible? Those are the kind of things as a funder you can do it well, where you can come in and really help facilitate those kind of conversations. You can also do it really badly if you're not doing it in a way that that moves with the way people are talking about work, but you really can do it well. But that's the kind of thing where it can be tricky if you don't know how to do it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, because it does have an impact on the image and the brand of the company as well, isn't it? If you don't do the right things, or you associate your brand with people with not the right causes or charities who can actually
how do you navigate your brand with that is so key. Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. So, and in terms of how people can actually find you and
it should be, hopefully it's really easy at this point. But you type in www.doyourgood.com, so it's do your good, or you just type in my name and you'll be able to see my website. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook with the handle little @ my kids always laugh at me because I'm not really, it's the little @ I think it's called the handle, and the @ do your good, all one word, is Instagram and Facebook. And then LinkedIn is under my name, Sybil Ackerman-Munson. So that's where you can find me, and I'd love to chat.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, from your experience at the moment, because sometimes things tend to move with the current environment, the seasons, and all kind of things. What are the biggest causes or charities or things happening out there at the moment from your experience? What are the big global charity or causes or things in the world at the moment?
Oh my goodness. Well, there are quite. I want to answer this.
Climate change is always the big one, isn't it? Always.
Yes, climate change is very big, and then the fact that we have COVID and how people are responding. So first, climate change, of course, but there's two elements of climate change, which is how does the world actually reduce greenhouse gas emissions? But then how do communities respond to climate change that's happening on the ground now? Because that we are seeing the effects right now. And how do we do it in a way that's equitable? How do we do it in a way that really takes into account rural and urban communities? These are the really key issues that funders are grappling with. So not only reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but the impacts right now on the ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other thing is COVID. So how are we responding? And one thing that I think a lot of funders are thinking about is the fact that the markets are still booming, even though there was a little dip, but they're still booming. And that's in such contrast to the people that are really hurting in the world. And so there really is an opportunity here with folks of wealth to be able to support people who may not have the opportunities that we have when we have that kind of wealth through this weird market, which is where it's booming and not. So that's the COVID piece. And then that's all linked, of course, up into with houselessness and the question of evictions and the timing there, right?
Yeah.
And then also education and education reform. And how does that work here? Those all link up as well into living wage jobs. And as we are thinking about all of this and wealth inequality and everything else, and how do we support living wage jobs in an era of increased technology and the fact that COVID is having us work more from home. And so we're even like a lot of folks are working from home. And so, but then there's this disparity between people working from home and then the frontline workers, people who are working in grocery stores and other places and living wage jobs and housing. So I think I brought up pretty much all of the root causes of our society to deal with, and those are still strong at the moment.
Yeah. Wow. I guess, I mean, just, this interview speaking to you for me is just provoking the whole range of charitable issues that are out there. And I mean, just thinking about it, it's vast. I mean,
Alex, that's the thing is, and a lot of times when I'll talk to folks in the beginning, they'll get so overwhelmed because they're like, what? There's so much. And that's what the big work is to, and then they don't give it all because they're like, there's so much. But that's the thing is if you say, okay, there's all these things going on, but then if you focus in on the things you care about, it's okay to be a little bit selfish right now in order to be able to give back better. And so you say, okay, there's all these things in the world, but what is it that I do every day? What is it that I think about every day? What are the news sources that I read every day? What are the articles I end up hovering over? What do my kids care about? What do my spouse care about? What do my friends care about? What do I care about? And so you can do good in whatever issue it is that you end up working in and caring about. And I think that's the key is, there's so many things, but focus in on what it is you care about. You can do good there. And your business can too.
Absolutely. Because I mean, for me, I think I'll probably need to speak to you because all sorts of things are going on in my mind. I mean, I care more about, disadvantaged people in Africa, like poverty and all those kind of things, but not so much just giving, but how you can actually empower those people to actually, break through into whatever success.
Yes, Alex, you said it way better than I did. Thank you for saying that because giving is about empowering people who, and that's the thing though, is you can do it badly where you're giving and you're just using your own power in giving rather than transitioning your power into the community. How do you do that the right way? And how do you do it? And that's what I spend a lot of time with my clients. And that's what I'm trying to do with my Do Your Good piece with my courses is to sort of democratize all this and make it so that people can access it in a way that's really effective. That's brilliant. And in terms of your reach, it's a global reach, I take it. So you work globally. I mean, I'm rooted in the United States and I actually live in the Pacific Northwest. But my message and my word in terms of what I'm talking about with Do Your Good is some of the things I focus in on have more to do with the laws in the US, but everything else that I talk about has global applicability. So that's really key.
No, that's amazing. I mean, for me, it's opened up my eyes in a lot of things.
Yay, great.
A lot of our listeners will actually relate and resonate with your message.
Oh, I hope so. I hope people reach out. I'd love to talk.
Absolutely. It's such a good topic, especially these kind of times where there's a lot of disparities around wealth and all this, and that gives opportunities for companies to actually pick an area where they can make a big difference and do good, per your brand. It's been an absolute pleasure, speaking to you, Sybil, and you coming on our podcast. So, we'll share those contact details as well on the in the notes on the episode, and people can reach out to you. And I would really love, over the period of time, to bring you back so you can tell us more how things are going.
Oh, I'd so enjoy that, Alex. And let's talk offline too about all your ideas and where you want to do good in the world, because I see that you have this amazing experience as a business person, and I'm sure that you're thinking about it too.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's definitely, focus my mind on certain things, but just thinking about how I can actually go about it in an effective way.
Good, yes.
It is, tends to be the piece why people don't take action, because, how do you account for, you've got a certain budget, but you want it to be used in a certain way, but you don't have the power to actually track it. So who do you trust? And all those kind of things. Some of those big questions are coming into play. I remember I used to, when I was doing my chartered accounting training, I used to work for one of these top 4 accountancy firms, Deloitte, and I used to do audits for Save the Children, one of the biggest charities. So I used to go to Africa and do some audits there. And you can see sometimes how it becomes difficult for, donors in a way to actually know and have that confidence that if they put a certain amount, it's going to go and arrive in the specific place that they want it to be and be used for their causes. And if they can be helped to actually effectively understand, actually, that's how it's going, and understand that it is possible for them to direct their funding to a specific area, like to ring fence it to a specific purpose, and be able to see like reports or whatever to actually support that. I think that can give a lot of companies confidence that, they can do good in the areas they are passionate about, and their causes will actually go there as well. But that's where the services of people like yourself will be so invaluable to actually help them. So it's been absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute amazing having you, Sybil, on the podcast. So thank you so much
for your time. This has been really fun to meet you. This is what I love about podcasting. It's just really fun to meet people all over the world. I love it.
Brilliant. Networking, and like I always say, when you start these things, from a mindset point of view, you never know who you're going to meet, but
I know it's great.
When you open yourself to, this kind of growth and opportunities, it's actually an absolute amazing feeling. So thank you very much again. And I'm sure we'll catch up very soon. Is there any last message or last word you would want to say to our listeners about thinking, about doing good and giving?
Oh God, you did such a great job interviewing me. I feel like I've covered so many things. Thank you for that. But I guess the main takeaway I want to leave for folks is, there are a lot of issues in the world that you worry about and that your business is focused on. And it also is possible to hone in and focus on really good giving strategies that'll make a difference. And I know that if you're a business person, you're used to being entrepreneurial and getting things done. And so you should apply that knowledge and that exact same spirit to your giving strategy, which I'm guessing you probably are already doing, but it's always possible to keep learning and trying more. It is a different world being in the nonprofit world. But I think you can really do it right. So keep going and give back.
Absolutely. That's a great place to end. Thank you very much, Sybil. And
thank you, Alex.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up very soon.
Yes, thank you.